Formula One was rocked by a shocking revelation. Lewis Hamilton had reportedly completed a private test drive with Ferrari. This news, leaked from sources within the paddock, sent immediate shockwaves through Mercedes. For years, Hamilton had been synonymous with Mercedes' dominance, a partnership built on loyalty and unmatched success. Now, with one leak, that image had been shaken. Ferrari's involvement added even more fuel to the fire, hinting at a possible shift that few saw coming. The timing of the leak was equally explosive. Mercedes had been working tirelessly to regain their former glory, while Ferrari had been quietly plotting an aggressive resurgence. If the report proved true, it would mark a turning point in Formula One history. This wasn't just about a single test drive. It was about what it represented, a potential fracture in one of Formula One's most iconic partnerships. And for Mercedes, the fury was immediate. The stage was set for a battle that would not only test Hamilton's future, but also redefine the sport's competitive landscape. Ferrari's alleged test with Hamilton was no coincidence. According to insiders, this was a carefully orchestrated move by Frédéric Vasseur. Ferrari had long admired Hamilton's precision, racecraft, and leadership. Now they appeared ready to make their most audacious play yet. The Scuderia had spent years rebuilding their technical foundation. Under Vasseur, Ferrari adopted a more aggressive approach, closing the gap to Red Bull while forcing Mercedes onto the defensive. Bringing Hamilton into their plans, even for a single test, was a statement. Ferrari's strategy was clear. They weren't just thinking about the present season, they were preparing for the future. By inviting Hamilton, they not only tested his compatibility with their car, but also sent a clear warning to rivals. The paddock reacted with disbelief, but Ferrari's message was unmistakable. They were no longer content with incremental gains. They wanted an immediate leap. For Mercedes, the test symbolized a dangerous shift. Ferrari was no longer just a competitor. They were becoming an active threat to Hamilton's loyalty. Mercedes was blindsided. The leak caught their senior leadership off guard, triggering a wave of internal tension. Team principal Toto Wolff reportedly demanded answers, while key engineers rushed to assess the potential fallout. Hamilton had not officially confirmed or denied the rumors, but the silence only intensified speculation. For Mercedes, it was more than a question of optics. It was about trust. After years of unparalleled success together, the suggestion of Hamilton testing a Ferrari was a serious blow. Behind the scenes, Mercedes strategists worked overtime. They knew Ferrari's growing momentum was already a threat. Now, the possibility of Hamilton entertaining such a move made it far worse. In the world of Formula One, perception is as powerful as reality. Even if the test was unofficial, it shifted the psychological balance. Mercedes now faced not only external competition from Ferrari and Red Bull, but also the unsettling thought of losing their greatest asset. The reaction was fierce, but for Hamilton, this was just the beginning of an even bigger storm. As the dust settled, whispers from the paddock painted a clearer picture of Hamilton's rumored Ferrari test. According to insiders, the session reportedly took place under extreme secrecy at Ferrari's Fiorano circuit. Hamilton allegedly sampled a modified version of Ferrari's 2025 prototype car. The feedback, according to sources, was overwhelmingly positive. His adaptability, precision, and pace reportedly stunned Ferrari's engineers, further fueling speculation about a potential partnership. The timing of this test was crucial. Ferrari's technical upgrades were finally bearing fruit, while Mercedes was still grappling with performance inconsistencies. For Hamilton, this was an opportunity to experience Ferrari's renewed vision firsthand. While the details remained unofficial, the implications were seismic. If Hamilton truly connected with Ferrari's machine, it would explain why the story carried such weight across the paddock. This was no casual rumor. It was a potential signal that Hamilton, after years of dominance with Mercedes, was seriously evaluating what Ferrari could offer in the next phase of his career. Hamilton's response, or rather his lack of one, was as strategic as it was unsettling. While the media demanded answers, he maintained an uncharacteristic silence, refusing to confirm or deny the rumors. For a driver known for his precision on and off the track, this silence spoke volumes. Hamilton understood the power of speculation. By saying nothing, he kept Mercedes, Ferrari, and even Red Bull guessing. Privately, insiders suggested that Hamilton was weighing his options. At 40, his legacy was secure, but his hunger for another championship remained undiminished. If Ferrari's car truly had the potential to challenge Red Bull, the idea of a switch was no longer far-fetched. This silence also placed Mercedes under immense pressure. Without clarity from their star driver, they were left to defend against media frenzy and internal doubt. Hamilton's decision to remain quiet may have been his most calculated move yet, one that allowed him to control the narrative while keeping every team on edge. The leak did more than create headlines. It changed the strategic landscape. Mercedes accelerated their development plans, pushing engineers to deliver upgrades earlier than scheduled. Meanwhile, Ferrari seized the moment. Even without confirmation, the mere possibility of Hamilton's involvement gave them a psychological edge. Rival teams could no longer dismiss Ferrari as outsiders. They had to treat them as legitimate contenders. For Red Bull, the situation was different. They remained dominant, but this drama between Ferrari and Mercedes played into their hands. Every ounce of Mercedes' energy spent addressing the Hamilton situation was energy not spent chasing Red Bull. Within Mercedes, tension grew. Some insiders feared that if the team failed to deliver a competitive car quickly, Hamilton might seriously consider Ferrari's offer. What began as a single leaked test had now evolved into a full-blown power struggle, one that stretched beyond the track and into the boardrooms of Formula One's most powerful teams. While Mercedes scrambled, Ferrari stayed composed. This was no accident. According to sources close to Maranello, Ferrari had been laying the groundwork for months. Their plan wasn't simply about attracting Hamilton. It was about building a championship-winning structure capable of supporting a driver of his caliber. Under Vasseur's leadership, Ferrari streamlined decision-making, invested heavily in aerodynamics, and overhauled their pit crew operations. The rumored test drive, therefore, wasn't an isolated event. It was a key step in a carefully executed strategy. Ferrari wanted to prove they could offer Hamilton more than just a fast car. They wanted to offer him a team ready to fight for titles. This meticulous approach stood in sharp contrast to Mercedes's reactive stance. Ferrari wasn't waiting for opportunities. They were creating them. And if Hamilton was indeed impressed by what he saw during the test, Ferrari's master plan might be closer to success than anyone anticipated. Inside Mercedes, the situation sparked intense debate. Senior figures split into two camps: those who believed Hamilton's loyalty was unshakable, and those who feared the Ferrari rumors signaled a deeper problem. Some engineers argued that Mercedes should focus entirely on delivering a winning car to lock Hamilton in. Others pushed for direct negotiations, hoping to secure his future with a long-term contract extension before Ferrari's influence grew stronger. Toto Wolff, caught in the middle, reportedly worked tirelessly to steady the team. His leadership was being tested like never before. If Mercedes mishandled this situation, they risked not only losing Hamilton, but also destabilizing their entire championship campaign. Ferrari's rumored test had become more than a story. It was a catalyst for change. Mercedes knew that in order to keep Hamilton, they had to deliver results. The countdown had begun, and every race moving forward would be a referendum on Mercedes' ability to hold on to their star driver. As the tension grew, Hamilton's next move became the most closely watched storyline in Formula One. Every word, every gesture, and every offhand comment was dissected for clues. Would he commit to Mercedes long-term, Or would he leave the door open for Ferrari? The answer could reshape the championship for years to come. Insiders suggested Hamilton was playing the long game. By keeping Ferrari's interest alive, he placed maximum pressure on Mercedes to deliver performance upgrades. At the same time, he ensured Ferrari remained an enticing alternative if Mercedes faltered. This dual-track strategy was classic Hamilton, calculated, precise, and designed to maximize his leverage. The paddock understood one thing: whatever Hamilton chose, it wouldn't be impulsive. His decision would be driven by performance, not loyalty. And if Ferrari's resurgence continued, Mercedes would be forced to fight harder than ever to keep their 7-time champion. The leaked Ferrari test was more than a single dramatic headline. It was a glimpse into Formula One's future. Mercedes now faces the challenge of proving they can still deliver Hamilton a championship-winning car. Ferrari, emboldened by the rumors, will push even harder to become a genuine title threat. Meanwhile, Red Bull watches from the front, unbothered but fully aware that this storm could reshape their competition. Hamilton's silence keeps the entire grid on edge. Every team knows that if Ferrari truly has his attention, the sport could be on the verge of one of the biggest moves in modern history. This isn't merely a battle between teams. It's a battle of ambition, loyalty, and legacy. As the season unfolds, one thing is certain. The tension between Mercedes, Ferrari, and Hamilton is no passing drama. It's a defining moment, one that will decide not only the fate of a legendary driver, but also the future direction of Formula One itself.